The locals warned them, never cross the Black River, never set foot in the valley where the sun never fully shines. But curiosity is a powerful thing, and what they woke up down there should have stayed buried forever. A team of 4 explorers, Arya, Malik, Jules, and Lucas, set out to find the Valley of Whispers, a place marked on no modern map, buried deep within the Peruvian jungle. They weren't treasure hunters or thrill seekers. They were researchers chasing lost civilizations and ancient myths. The journey was brutal. Venomous insects, uncharted rivers, constant rain. But the moment they crossed the black water stream, everything changed. The forest grew quieter. The birds stopped calling. Even the air felt heavier, as if watching them. Then, through the thick canopy, they saw it. Massive stone arches, half swallowed by vines, carved with symbols none of them could translate. The entrance to the Forbidden Valley. Before entering, Malik adjusted his backpack and spoke. "We need to be careful. The locals told us to stay away from here for a reason. Whatever is in that valley wants to remain hidden." Arya nodded in agreement, her gaze fixed on the weathered stone archway before them. "I know. I just can't believe we're actually here. This place feels so important, so significant." As they ventured deeper into the valley, the sunlight struggled to penetrate the dense foliage above, casting long, eerie shadows around them. The silence was unsettling, broken only by the sound of their own voices and the rustling of unseen creatures in the undergrowth. After about an hour, they emerged into a large clearing. In the center stood a colossal stone structure intricately carved with figures and patterns that seemed to writhe and twist before their eyes. Vines and moss covered much of it, but its sheer size and the craftsmanship evident even in its ruined state left them awestruck. "It's breathtaking," Arya whispered, her voice echoing strangely in the stillness. "But how long has this place been here? How did a civilization like this go unnoticed for so long?" Malik, ever the pragmatist, scanned the area for signs of life. "We should set up camp here. We can explore the ruins tomorrow, but let's make a fire. I'm sure the mosquitoes will appreciate it." As night fell, they set up camp near the ruins. Jules couldn't sleep. He wandered toward the altar they'd found earlier. In the center was a stone figure, tall, with arms raised, and a cracked spiral on its chest. Curiosity, or perhaps some primal instinct, compelled him to walk forward and place his palm over the spiral. The ground trembled beneath his touch, sending a jolt of adrenaline through his veins. Trees groaned as if in pain or anger, and the leaves overhead rustled violently despite the absence of wind. A deafening low hum filled the air, growing louder with each passing second. Alarmed, Jules pulled his hand back as the earth cracked and split beneath him. He stumbled backward, tripping over a gnarled root and falling hard onto the forest floor. He looked back at the altar and his blood ran cold. The statue's eyes, previously dull and vacant, now glowed with an eerie green light. The hum reached a crescendo, vibrating in his bones and silencing his screams. In that moment, the forest itself seemed to awaken. Grinding, echoing footsteps shook the ground, and in the distance, a guttural howl that didn't belong to any animal they knew cut through the night. Fear propelled Jules to his feet. He stumbled back to the camp, frantically shouting for the others. But his warnings were lost in the cacophony of noise. Arya and Malik, jolted awake, rushed to Jules, his face pale, eyes wide with terror. Without a word, they bolted toward the sound, following Jules deeper into the heart of the awakened jungle. The path was a nightmarish labyrinth of twisted trees and thorny vines, their flashlights cutting feeble swaths through the oppressive darkness. The growling grew louder, more menacing, and every rustle in the undergrowth sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, Lucas, usually boisterous and full of energy, stumbled and fell. He looked back at them, his face etched with terror. "Something's coming. We need to run." They didn't need to be told twice. Adrenaline surging through their veins, they burst out of the undergrowth into another clearing. The sight that greeted them froze the blood in their veins. Before them stood the massive stone structure from earlier, now bathed in an eerie green glow. The carvings on its surface writhed and twisted, taking on a life of their own in the flickering light. And at the base of the structure, something stirred. A shape emerged from the shadows. tall and imposing with limbs that seemed too angular, too perfect to be natural. Its head was adorned with what appeared to be a crown of thorns, and its eyes burned with the same eerie green light as the statue in the clearing. Terror locked their limbs. Fear turned their screams to silent gasps as the creature took a step toward them, then another. Malik, snapping out of his paralysis, grabbed a fallen branch and raised it in a futile attempt at defense. "Get away from us. Leave us alone." The creature paused, its head tilting as if in response. Then it lunged. Screams echoed through the night as the creature closed in. Its movements blurring in the darkness, Arya stumbled backward, falling heavily onto the ground. Pain shot through her ankle, twisting it at an unnatural angle. She cried out, tears streaming down her face. Driven by panic, she scrambled away from the creature, but it was too late. It was upon her, its shadow enveloping her like a shroud. Suddenly, a gunshot shattered the night. The creature faltered, recoiling slightly as if wounded. Startled, they turned to see Lucas standing in the shadows, a gun clutched in his hand. "Run!" he shouted, his voice hoarse with urgency. "Run now!" Adrenaline surged through Arya, and she scrambled to her feet, limping away from the creature and toward the safety of the tree line. She didn't dare look back, but the echoes of gunfire and the creature's enraged roars spurred her onward. She ran blindly, crashing through the undergrowth until she collapsed, exhausted and terrified, at the base of a towering tree. When the rescue team arrived a week later, all they found was Malik's notebook lying open on an altar, the pages filled with frantic scribblings. "The Guardian protects the valley from intruders, from us. It's not a statue anymore. I think it's waking up. We need to leave. Now, please, if you find this, get out while you can. It's too late for us. The growl, it's coming. Help." They found no sign of Arya or Lucas, nor did they discover any trace of the creature except for a strange set of footprints that seemed to vanish into the earth after a few hundred yards. Some say the Guardian still walks freely in the Forbidden Valley, waiting for the next trespassers to awaken it from its slumber. Others believe it has lain dormant once more, biding its time until the jungle claims the valley once again. But one thing is certain: the whispers of the valley are a warning to those who seek to disturb the secrets it holds. Do you think the Guardian is a spirit, an ancient machine, or something else entirely? Let us know your theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of jungle horror, ancient mysteries, and true inspired survival tales. Because in some places, the past doesn't sleep, it watches.